As I said, that is just a snippet of what we have in store for you this evening. Here's how you can take part in this conversation. I want to hear from you. Talk to us. Give us your views and reviews on the news. The SMS line is at the bottom of your screen right now. There's also a WhatsApp number that should be on there, and we should be able to receive that right here, and I'll be able to engage with you on that. Let us know what you think about the stories that we're going to air. And with that, shall we begin? Now, the tallying process to the election of the next president of the Kenya Law Society is currently ongoing at the Supreme Court before the final announcement of results takes place at the Kenya Law Society headquarters in Lavington. Our reporter Paul Kirobi has been following up on this news, and we'll link up with him right now. Paul, good evening. How are you, and what's happening where you are?
All right, very good evening to you, Victor Muyakane. Of course, I'm coming live to you outside the Supreme Court building right now. As we speak, the tallying process to elect the next president of the Law Society of Kenya, LSK, is currently going on. Of course, the tallying process is being done right here at the Supreme Court building just behind me. As you can see, these are just voters who've been camping here since very early in the morning, and the voting process that started at around 8 a.m. Was being conducted in different parts of the country. But to be specific, right here in the capital city of Nairobi, which has more voters, of almost 12,000 voters who had actually registered to elect the next president for the Law Society of Kenya. We understand that almost 15,000 people, 700 had registered as voters, of course, to exercise their democratic right as per the Constitution of the Law Society of Kenya to elect the next president for the Law Society of Kenya. We understand the race had attracted at least 5 candidates, including Peter Wanyama, Caroline Kamende, Faith Odhiambo. Faith Odhiambo is currently the vice president of the Law Society of Kenya. And we also have Harriet Mboche and Kip Koech, Bernard Ngetich. But right now, as you speak, the tallying process is still going on at the Supreme Court. But where the final results will be announced is at the headquarters of the Law Society of Kenya along the Gitanga Road in Lavington. That is where the main venue is going to take place at around, because right now is around 9, of course, maybe by around 12 or 11:30 there. Kenyans will know the next president of the Law Society of Kenya. But earlier on in the preliminary results, we had seen Faith Odhiambo leading. We understand he has influence in the Law Society of Kenya because currently he's holding the position of the vice president, Law Society of Kenya. And the next president who will be elected to head the Law Society of Kenya is going to be the 51st president of the council. Of course, he will be succeeding the incumbent president, Eric Theory. So, by right now, we can match on who is ahead because the tallying process is still going on. But earlier on, we had visited that particular area, Gitanga Road, the headquarters of the Law Society of Kenya, and the security is quite very tight. It's pomp and color. This simply means that actually it's going to be a glamorous night, let me say. But of course, we'll keep on updating what is going to happen tonight, and of course inform them more on our subsequent bulletin. Back to you in studio, Victor Muyakane.
All right. Thank you so much. That was Paul Kirobi, aka The Brand, coming to you live from the Supreme Court of Kenya. He will be following up on that story, and we shall bring you up to speed on the results of that particular